Hi, hello, my name is Tessa, and today I have 21 books that I've started and never finished. And not because I didn't want to or I didn't like them, I liked all of them. I just simply didn't finish them, for maybe I got distracted, it wasn't quite holding my attention, there was something else that was more interesting, I just got tired. I and I move on from books pretty quickly. If I can't finish it within a certain amount of time, I get discouraged and I put it down and it kind of just stays down. So I'm going to share with you all the ones that I've started. Though technically, keep this in mind, there are more out there. Some of them are like I haven't touched it in years, and at this point I might as well just restart it. And some of them I've only gotten maybe like 15, 20, 25 pages in, and I didn't retain like anything that I read other than, it's interesting and I'd like to read that. Not right now. So I've kind of left those off. And I still have 21 books to share with you, if you can believe that. So I can't remember exactly like which ones are like oldest to newest. I've only started tracking my books recently, so I don't know what to tell you. Let me just show them and share them with you. So we're just gonna start with the first little bit right here. So I started reading The Portable Nietzsche. I think I started this when I got like 2021 maybe. I liked it because the beginning of it is just like short little snippets. I could read a few lines at a time and then call it good and go to sleep. And then as you get further into it, is like his novels. So I got to page 85. And then this is like where the stories pick up, so that's why that's there. Just so I knew what was coming. And yeah, I never made it. So there's that one. Okay. Oh, this is actually really recent. A Month in the Country. I actually picked this up this year, and I wanted to read it for the summer. That did not happen. I got halfway, page 56, like the bottom of it. Yeah, it's good. It's just slow, and it just wasn't really holding my attention as much as I would have liked, and I started picking up other books, so I know that for sure. But a book like this has been relegated to my bathroom. I have many bathroom books, and that's probably weird, but basically a bathroom book is a book that I can read even more slowly, but like chip away at it line by line by line, page by page, and eventually I'll finish it, but it's nothing that I want to read right this instant, but I want to finish, so it becomes a bathroom book. You do finish books that way. I straighten my hair. It's curling. I need a higher heat tool, because I use like a Revlon brush thing, blowout brush. My hair is curling. Anyways, okay, that's like girl problems. Okay, this is a reread for me, but Notes from Underground. I need to finish this. I'm technically listening to the audiobook and then reading this at the same time. I think I mentioned that before in one of my previous videos, and I just haven't touched it in a while, so I'm considering this as something that I've kind of like put down, but technically I've also finished Notes from Underground, so I don't know. The Language of Creation. Cosmic Symbolism in Genesis, a commentary by Matthew Pageau. I got to chapter 17. That's really not that much. But when I started reading this, I thought, wow, that's such a different way to look and read the Bible. And as I started reading this, I realized I'm approaching the Bible way too materialistic. And it kind of stopped me in my tracks when I realized that that's kind of a mistake. Who died? Can you hear the ambulance? Anyways. Like during the day, you don't hear much of the wee-oo-wee-oos. But at night, like you really notice them. Because it's kind of like, it's rare. But some of like the most terrible crime happens at night. As far as I'm aware for my town. Like people get murdered. I don't think I can say that. Anyways. So, I need to finish this. I really want to finish this. It's on my list to do, actually, by the end of this year. And I'm hoping I've reset my brain enough to where I can read this book and then read the Bible. I don't know if my brain is completely shifted enough to do that, which I know is probably a super weird thing. But sometimes you just need time to process an idea. And that was a really big idea for me because I was raised irreligious. So, anyways, that's why I put that book down. And then this year I picked up this book, oddly enough. I'm still trying to like wrap my brain around processing the Bible and God. But though I have accepted God. Anyways, we have The Reason for God, Timothy Keller, Belief in an Age of Skepticism. So this is Protestantism. The author is Protestant. I don't know why I can't say that word. But I made it to page 140, which is actually pretty far. I read a lot of this when my dad was recovering from surgery. So like when I was just waiting at the hospital, I would read this. And then he recovered and I stopped reading it. So I need to finish this. It's not terrible. But again, I don't have the wherewithal to know whether or not I'm being bullshitted or what I want to believe or what I think is right. See, I don't even know. Don't believe anything I say because I don't even know my mind when it comes to religion. So, okay, then we have Less Than Zero by Bret Easton Ellis. This book is so depressing. You have no idea how depressing this book is. And it's told in like scenes and clips. So it's just, you know, it's kind of like jump cuts. Kind of linear, and it's just scene, and there's no chapters. So it's both quick but jarring and extremely depressing, and so I didn't get very far. So that's that. Okay, let me grab the next. We have Jordan Peterson, God and Christianity, The Search for a Meaningful Life. How far did I get in this? 54. So, yeah. I like the smell of that book. I like the feel of this book, too. I don't know why. Anyways. I didn't hate this book. Other things called my attention. And, again, I get really overwhelmed with religion. Because I feel like I'm getting pulled in all different directions. And I want to learn. But then I get overwhelmed. And I get confused. Memories, Dreams, Reflections by Carl Jung. Alright, how far am I in this? 146. I hate the smell of this book. I bought it used. And I really need to buy a new one. But, yeah, I'm really enjoying this. And I did not think I would be tabbing it as much. But I am. Which makes it very slow going. And I find some of the things that he has said and experienced just really, really fascinating. And so each time I picked it back up, I was reading it slower and slower and slower. And then I stopped. My momentum just... Wizard's First Rule by Terry Goodkind. I've already read this. You can't see it, but the next shelf up. Next two shelves up. I have the whole series. I don't have the Nikki Chronicles completed yet. I haven't even started on that, but where's my... For this reread, I got to page 179. 179, yeah. Chapter 18. I really like how floppy this book is. I'm so sad he died and I didn't even know. It's just... I got kind of overwhelmed. Like, I haven't read... This is my first reread of this, and the experience was so surreal, it stopped me in my tracks. I got overwhelmed, and I had to put it down. Like, I was like, you're reliving something really meaningful. Can I say that? Impactful, and something that, or at least that I read throughout my whole 20s. And so this is my first reread, and I just got super overwhelmed. Like, I was just like, yeah. And it's too much. Okay, next. Whoa. Okay. The Horse and His Boy. I'm reading the audiobook of this, so I don't really know how far I am, but I think I'm a couple of chapters in. And I really need to finish this because I think I started this last year when I went on my road trip across the states to Florida, and I haven't picked it up since. So I really need to get on that. Anne of Green Gables. It was great. First couple hundred pages. Oh, the first 50 pages maybe. I left off on page 105. Chapter something Roman numeral. And it's just too long. It's great, super cutesy. I'm into it. It's just too long. I don't know. It's over 300 pages. And it was too positive for me. There wasn't enough grit. And I got a little bored. This was last year. Skipping Christmas by John Grisham. I did not finish it by the end of December. And by that point, I was done with Christmas. So I got to page 92. But yeah. I need to pick it back up. And maybe I will finish it this Christmas. Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy. I got to page 36. That's not that far. I liked it. There was nothing wrong with it. Though the sentence structure was kind of weird for me. And it just felt super slow. I know, I just read The Road by him, and I remember the beginning being quite sludgy to get through. And then towards the middle half of The Road, it picked up. So I wonder if that's the case with this one too. Maybe. But yeah. Alan Watts. The Wisdom of Insecurity. Sorry. A message for an age of anxiety. Does my face tell you? Honestly, most of these are criticisms, all these tabs. I just got overwhelmed. I was hating. I was being a full-on hater with this book. Full-on hater. I can tell you right now, Eastern spirituality is not for me. I don't think I could ever be a Buddhist, though, never say never. Was not enjoying myself. It's okay, maybe when you're in a hateful mood, but I just got fed up, honestly, with the BS. I got to page 84. It even became a bathroom book. And when I tell you it was collecting dust in there, it was collecting dust. And I don't know if I'll ever finish that book, to be honest. That might just be a DNF. I am not an Alan Watts fan. I love his quotes. And now that I've read him, I realize his quotes are taken out of context. And I feel bamboozled. Sorry, my chair is making a noise. The Imitation of Christ. I was listening to the audiobook of it. I was super impressed when it first began. And then I just felt, I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. And the deeper we got, the more I wasn't in total agreement. It's like someone giving you a list of rules, and not just like understandable rules. It just got to the point where I felt like too controlling. This is something you have to read. Not in one sitting, that's for sure. I couldn't even do it over a span of a couple weeks. There were some really nice things in here. Like, I highlighted a lot. I was really enjoying my time as it first began, and then it just got too much, I just felt like my head was buzzing. It was too much. Rene Descartes. Okay, so I finished Discourse on Method, but I didn't finish Meditations on First Philosophy. 79. Guys, I have something underlined. Oh, nope. I'm trying to find you a non-underlined page. I was enjoying my time. Okay, something I haven't read. I underlined something almost on every page. Look at that. I don't like small text. I get so overwhelmed. And I'm not smart. Okay? I just slammed a book on my head. Yeah. I'm not. I am a layman. I am just your normal, average, everyday citizen. I don't want to be talked at. I want to hear ideas, but I want to understand them. It's so critical. If you're in academia, if you're in the sciences, communication is so important. The way you communicate, your thoughts and ideas and facts, it matters. If you're talking to your peer in academia, fine, geek out. I was still having a good time. Okay, underline a whole bunch of shit. I was doing some big brain shit, and then it got to be too much. It got to be too much to where the point is I didn't pick it up for some time. And when I tell you, when you start, you do not finish. You need to finish him, like each section, each book, pamphlet, I don't know, essay. You need to finish each essay within a reasonable time where you'll remember it. I did not do that. I need to reread this, the second one, Meditations on First Philosophy. But then I feel like I have to go backwards, and that's really discouraging. Speaking of, Moby Dick. 226 pages in, chapter 51. Ooh. Again, this is one of those things where I just let too much time lapse between picking it back up. And I felt like I was going to need to restart this. But I got 226 pages in. And when I tell you that that's discouraging, it's discouraging. Like, you have no idea. I was enjoying myself. I wasn't finding any problems with like connecting and understanding and being, in awe. Is that the right word? Just like, wow, that's really something. But I just let too much time lapse. Alright. Powers and Thrones by Dan Jones. It's a history book. I got to page 168. I was enjoying it. I still am enjoying it. I pick it up every now and then. That's a lie. The last time I picked it up, I think, was towards the beginning of this year. I pick it up every now and then, every year. And there's nothing wrong with this book. You can read it chapter by chapter by chapter. I like history. This is just a case of other things called my attention. But I like, have you ever seen Castles? I think they have it on Netflix, or they might have it on Amazon. I think it was a Netflix thing. But he did like a 2-season documentary on castles. Love it. That's how I got introduced to him. Sigmund Freud of the Uncanny. I read 3 out of the 5. This one is just, that's like the bulk of us, and that kind of depresses me. I don't know if I really want to know about Leonardo da Vinci. That's just not where my mind is right now, so I haven't read that one. And I have started reading The Uncanny, but, how far did I get? How far? Out of that much? That was probably confusing for you. What is called bookmark? It says, under the long shaggy ridges, she felt the future stirring. It's by Willa Cather. I went to Red Cloud, Nebraska. Got that. Sorry. This is just a case of, not right now. My Left Foot by Christy Brown. So, I didn't realize that, I bought this off of Amazon, and it came used. I didn't, when I tell you I don't like this book. First off, there's a sticky thing that I had to cover, and like I don't, and it smells, and I got to page 40. This is just a case of, I really just hate this book. Like, this edition. The book was fun. The story is great. That's not what I mean. I just hate, like, this. I don't like the edition. I need to get a different edition, and then maybe I'll read it. I just don't like the way it smells or feels. Okay. Do I share this one or do I not? It's at the end of the video, so I'm hoping that if you've made it this far, okay. Now you're probably curious. The Crisis of Islam. Holy War and Unholy Terror by Bernard Lewis. So I got to page 14. Oh, really? Anyways, but it's a short book, so I did read another book by him. This one, What Went Wrong. This one was great. Definitely recommend that one. And so then I wanted to pick up another of his books, but just I don't know. I just felt like reading something else. I wanted to take a little break from like the Middle East, I was good. I was done. So those are the 21 books. And you probably watch my hair slowly just curl over time. But I never have it straight. I can never put my hands through my hair. It's very nice. Anyways, those are the books I really need to finish. And if you think that there's one that you're like, Tessa, sit down, put your butt in a chair, and read that book. Tell me, because I will. Yeah. I mean, they're all okay books, except the Alan Watts one. If you tell me to read that, I swear to fucking God. Shame. Shame. That's like the only book I really want to like DNF. And yeah, all the others at some point I need to finish by the end of this year. Say it ain't so. Anyways, that's that's what I got for you. And I hope that was kind of entertaining. Kind of interesting. Yeah. Alright, that's the video. That's it. See you in the next one. Okay. Goodbye.